The different sections of Norway are very different from one another, like Eastern Norway versus Western Norway and Northern Norway, and they each have their own individual culture, it seems. If I were to take all of the cities and put them into one and describe them, I would say that it's very modern, up-to-date, very clean. I get a very big feeling that it's just very clean and orderly in Norway. Their transportation systems are excellent. For example, they have the Bybane, which is the city train in Bergen that goes through most of the city and to the church or to the main city or even to your apartment. That would just run right through town. Or for example, in Oslo, you have many different methods of transportation. You have the trikk, which is like the city tram, which is much like the Bergen Bybane. But you also have the subway, and you have the senior couple had a car, but we didn't necessarily, but we could travel by car. And then my favorite way to travel in Oslo was with the bysykler, which are the city bikes. And we could get anywhere the most quickly with those city bikes, where they have a certain station that you would use a card and unlock the bike to wherever you needed, and there'd be another station waiting there, and you would just lock your bike there. And it would register that you had taken your bike and then delivered it somewhere else, so you weren't stealing it. And a lot of people used that system, and it worked very, very well for us, especially missionaries when we had to book it from one side of town to the other. Another thing about the cities is that they are generally quite small compared to New York or Los Angeles. I've heard Oslo described as the biggest small town you've ever been into. And it feels like that. It feels close and comfortable there. When it comes to crime and safety in Norway, it is one of the safest countries out there. Norwegians themselves believe very strongly against violence in general, and so you can be very severely prosecuted for performing any kind of violent act at all. They take it very, very seriously there. And I recall going and knocking on doors, and we'd just be walking around. It'd be probably 7:30 or 8 p.m. at night, and then we'd have just like a little girl just walking past, just playing in the snow by herself in the middle of the night. That would never happen in Southern California, where I'm from. And so it was a very big surprise to me just how safe it was in Norway. Norwegian houses are generally very colorful, and they're beautiful, and Norwegians like to take care of their homes and of their gardens. Generally for work, it really depends on where you are. So for example, in Western Norway, in the cities of Bergen and Stavanger, my favorite areas, they work on, what are they called? Oil rigs. They work on oil rigs. And so they'd be gone for 3 or 4 weeks and be home for 3 or 4 weeks, gone for 3 or 4 weeks, and so forth. And they do very well with that money. But on their 3 or 4 weeks off, they would take it, mountain biking, road biking, swimming, going camping with their family. And yeah, they have a very comfortable, enjoyable lifestyle.